Hi, welcome back. Pirkey Avot, Breslov Pirkey Avot. Today we're going to go over chapter 1, Mishnah 7. B'Shem Hashem, na'aseh v'natzliach. Nit'ai ha'rebeli omer, adchek mishachen ra, ve'al titchaber la'rasha, ve'al tityaesh min ha'puranut. Nit'ai the Arbalite said, keep far away from a bad neighbor. Do not associate with a wicked person. And do not despair of divine retribution. Do not associate with a wicked person. Following are a few of Rabbi Nachman's maxims on the topic of keeping away from the wicked. Stay away from the wicked so that you won't be caught up in their punishment. One who finds good in the wicked is also called wicked. Avoid associating with people who are known for telling lies, and you'll be worthy of detecting deceivers. The Holy One rescues the person who keeps his distance from the wicked. Avoid living in a house once inhabited by a wicked man. Do not talk to those who try to lure you away from God, even to admonish them and bring them close to God. Some of the above may seem to contradict the previous teaching, to find the good even in sinners. However, we need to keep the distinction clear. Finding some good point in an otherwise wicked person should not be confused with explaining away his evil deeds by calling them good. Whereas searching for a hidden good point enables us to elevate a wicked person onto the scale of merit, justifying the wrongful actions of such an individual can have damaging effect even on the upright and the pious. This is very apropos for the time. And I think I'll let all of us draw our conclusions about this. I'm going to bring this to something that, I've also heard. First of all, my father, alav shalom, would say, Dime con quién estás y te diré quién eres. Tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you are. In other words, when it says don't keep away from a bad neighbor or don't associate with wicked people, it's because you're going to be associated as one of them. It's going to rub off on you, and therefore you will be like them. There's this thing that we don't live in a vacuum, and energy affects us whether or not we want it to. So when we're looking around, when we're with people, right? What do you tell your kids when there's that friend that's always getting in trouble and always doing things wrong? No, you're not allowed to hang out with him. It's not because you don't like him personally. It's just because the actions that he does, you're scared that they're going to rub off on your child, right? And that's an important thing. When even if I've had friends and I've been friends with them for a very, very long time, but then they decided or they started doing things that just didn't align with my life. Not whether they were good or bad, whether they were wicked or evil, just those particular things didn't align with the energy that I wanted in my life. So I just didn't align it that much. I didn't fight, I didn't send them away, we're good, but you've got to choose what kind of influences you want in your life. And you also have to choose or see the difference between wanting to influence somebody positively and seeing the good in them versus ignoring all of the bad that they do and saying, no, it's okay because of, right? And that's the distinction that's very important to make, right? If you find somebody that's a good person that just happened to do something or is caught in a bad thing and you want to find the good in them to help elevate them, that's fine. But if you see somebody doing something negative and then you want to prove and justify their negative actions, that's not right. Stay away from that. Digest of commentaries. Keep far away from a bad neighbor, so that you should always not be influenced by his ways. Alternately, so that you should not share in his eventual downfall. I think that we can take from that what we need. And I do want to add, neighbor isn't only physical neighbor. It could be the neighbor at work, it could be somebody you do business with. It's just somebody that you're in close proximity to, not necessarily live next to. Somebody that you're with them long enough or enough that they can influence you. By opposite, you can say as well, do associate with a positive person, because just like as negativity will rub off on you, so too will positivity rub off on you. And do not despair of divine retribution. Even when you witness the apparent prosperity of the wicked, for their punishment will come suddenly, and they and their companions will be destroyed. I think here is, when you witness the apparent prosperity, you look at people and you see that they have everything that you wish you had, and they seem that they have everything going on. don't think that they're getting blessed, and you never know what's going on behind closed doors. You never know if maybe all of the wealth is just making them negative. And on another sense, don't despair. It's not your business. Worry about your actions. Don't worry about divine retribution on other people, because you have no way of knowing what the divine calculations are. But when you see somebody that you feel would get divine retribution, then learn what not to do. Learn that, hey, I don't want that influence, and understand as well what kind of influence you do not want to be on other people. Stay away from strife. Once there was a Breslov Hasid who did things that deeply offended the feelings of the opponents of the Breslov Hasidim, igniting a terrible conflict between the two groups. When he heard about this, Rav Nassan exclaimed, "He had better not even come near me." He wanted to have nothing to do with a purveyor of strife, even from his own circle. Reminds me of some people that sometimes show up and the first thing you do, "Oh my God, did you hear about that? Oh my God, did you hear what's going on?" And they want to just like initiate this like machloket, this fight, this strife. Rav was like, "Don't even come, like, I don't even want to start with you. I don't want your energy." It's okay to recognize that there are certain energies that you don't want next to you, and you don't have to be mean, you don't have to be, but protect your energy. Protect yourself from negative influences. It's really important. Sometimes it's more important than being nice, because you might be nice to somebody today because you feel like you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. But if they're not people that are nice, meaning if they're truly wicked and you want to justify their ways, eventually they're going to see you do something wicked and not even justify your ways. Meaning, be aware of the energy around you. Be aware of how much your desire to help may or may not blind you from seeing the actual reality. Stay away from a bad neighbor. If you see that you're trying to help somebody and you're being hurt more than they're being helped, maybe you're not the person to help them. Bezrat Hashem, may we be surrounded by positive people. May we be positive people to surround others. May we be good neighbors so that we may merit good neighbors. And may we always have the self-love and awareness to get away from situations that are inherently bad for us.